The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hello and welcome to this special edition of our program CHW In Action with your friend, your host, your CHW, Rafael Calderon. As always, I'd like to emphasize that CHW stands for Community Health Worker, and in action because I'm always in action trying to bring you my community of Nashua, of Manchester, of the whole state of New Hampshire, of the whole New England region, and now even beyond that. Now I have friends and families following our TV show in North Carolina, and when I tell you about this story, what this TV show is about, you'll see, or you'll get to see. Now we have family and friends following this TV show in the Dominican Republic. So a lot of people are getting the message, and the message is of you can create your ideal lifestyle. If you're unhappy with your life, you can change that. You can make yourself happy by learning how to create your ideal lifestyle. And if you are happy, maybe you know somebody who's not happy, and you can share this information with them. I'm coming to you from my office in Manchester, New Hampshire, so you might notice the lighting is not the same as in the studio, and the sound is a little different because I'm using my cell phone, my Note 8, and I'm using its general speaker, so it's going to pick up a lot of ambient sound. I want to apologize for the less than professional, technicalities, but as you know, we are now living in COVID-19 times, and due to social distancing, the TV studio in Nashua is closed, so I'm here doing my TV show from my office in Manchester, New Hampshire. In fact, if you have not seen me around Nashua much, lately, it's number one because I just got back from having been in my country, and most of that time being stuck in my country in the Dominican Republic for 2 months. I've been gone for 2 months, and when I came back to New Hampshire, I'm healthy, thanks to God, I'm a happy guy and everything, but I'm a happy man. Let me clarify that. I'm a happy man, and I'm healthy, and I'm all good. However, I was advised by the airport authorities in general, not just to me, to everybody that was arriving, because I came in through New York, that we have to self-quarantine ourselves for 14 days when we got home to our homes. So that's what I've been doing. I've been spending most of my time here in my office. I usually just go home to sleep, to eat, to rest, and do all the stuff, and then come back and continue to work. Because as you know, if you've been following me, you know that I've been talking about creating this movie that can help people to come out of depression. And in order to complete the movie, I needed this footage from DR, from the Dominican Republic, because that's where I'm from, so that would complete the cycle of my story. And don't worry, I'll be telling you more about that as the weeks go by, because now I'll be able to do my TV shows on a regular basis. Well, the point being is that this TV show is about a spiritual guidance situation that developed. I received a spiritual message when I was stuck in the Dominican Republic, and I will tell you about it. And I don't want to go too deep into the program without giving my thanks to my friends Victor Rodriguez from the Boston-Dominican Consulate. He was key in helping me get back to the United States of America. And there were many people that helped me. There were 3 key people that helped me get through the whole thing. And Victor was the key in getting back here. And I will tell you more about that later. Because in order to tell you this story in a way that I can avoid becoming a talking head, because nobody likes to see somebody talk for like half an hour, okay? At least that's my opinion. So, and you know that I like to make my TV show as fun and interesting as possible. So I'm going to tell you the story in 3 sections, right? Now I'm doing an introduction of the TV show, of the story. This is part of the first part of the let's say the story, the 3-part story. So in this part, I'm introducing, and then I'm going to play a 7-minute video for you, which is going to encompass basically what happened, what I went through down there. And in it, at first I show you 2 lovely ladies that I met in the Dominican Republic, Evelyn and Linda. They were there with my baby sister, Georgina, and her husband, Matthew, two wonderful people. And they have this, they have a business where they take people to the Dominican Republic and they do tours in the whole country. And they happened to be there now when I first arrived. So I got to see my baby sister, who I hadn't seen in a long time, and I met these two wonderful ladies, and they allowed me to record them for this production and for the message that I'm trying to bring. The message is that you can make your life better. You can arrange things. You can do what you need to do. You can set goals and make your life better. But it takes you actually getting out there. And that's why I was very glad that these ladies allowed me to record them. So Evelyn and Linda, they stole the show, right? So I start the 7-minute video with them. Then I show you some of the beauty of my country. And I'm saying some because I have a lot of footage. And I had to compact it into about 5 to 6 minutes, more like 4 or 5 minutes, because I wanted to put behind the beautiful country that I have, I wanted to put this beautiful song that was performed by a local group of artists, and by local I mean in the United States. They're from Methuen, Massachusetts. And then I went into giving thanks to the people that allowed me to get back home. So I will thank my parents. I will thank my sister Jacqueline. I will thank a cousin of mine that I had never met that did me a huge favor, she and her husband, and then Victor Rodriguez. Without them, I would not be back here today. So let me show you that 7-minute video, and I hope you like it.
I'm from Kansas, Topeka, and my friend Linda and I are both here enjoying the Dominican Republic on a tour with the Tinnies. And we have traveled all over this beautiful island. We absolutely love everything we've seen. So many plants, so many different kinds of people, so many different, I don't know, we've eaten lots of Dominican food. We've had a great time.
Awesome.
I was bold enough to go to the bottom of a cave. Don't know the first name of the cave, the one in Santo Domingo. And we also climbed many stairs, and we took many hikes, and we were wore out. But we give Rafael permission to use our words in whatever way he chooses.
I got stuck in the Dominican Republic for 37 days due to an error on behalf of the Dominican Immigration Department. There was a name confusion and they were not allowing me to leave the country. I had to find real special help to be able to get back home. A lot of people tried to help me, but 4 main people were key in order for me to come back home, and I would like to say thank you to them. Thank you to my parents, Antonio and Georgina Calderon, for taking care of me, just like if I were still a small child. Their love and support helped me get through a very, very tough time. 37 days that were the 37 longest days of my life. Thank you to my sister, Jacqueline Calderon, who got things moving so that I could get a no criminal record report that I needed to clarify the error. Thank you to Anulfo Ramon Garcia and Mary Jimenez de Ramon, who got me the no criminal record report in just 1 day. Thank you so very much. Thank you to Victor Rodriguez, Vice-Consul of the Boston-Dominican Consulate, who not only tried to get the Dominican authorities to help me clarify the error, but he also spoke with the Dominican immigration authorities at the airport so that they would allow me to get on my plane and get back home. Okay, now wasn't that nice? Weren't the people great? And wasn't the footage beautiful? You see, so I was surrounded by beauty, and I was in a good place. I like to say that I was stuck in paradise, but the problem is that I was stuck. So I contacted the U.S. Embassy. They told me they cannot get involved in legal matters with foreign governments. So there was nothing they can do. I had to wait until the Dominican government authorities helped me clarify my situation. I explained a million times that they would not do anything for me until April 11th, and I had a business that I had to run that I was not making money with, which is how I make my living, so I needed to get back home. Not to mention that I have people waiting for me that would be affected by my absence. Still, they said, we're sorry, we cannot get involved. So I contacted the office of Congresswoman Shaheen, and they were very, very helpful. They immediately assigned or asked Leticia Ortiz to help me with communicating with the U.S. Embassy to see if I could come back home, if they could help me come back home. At the end of the day, I was feeling better because now I felt that that was going on. I had something moving. My hopes came back, and I knew that I would eventually come back home and make things right. And in the meantime, I would be with my parents. It's a blessing. My mother's cooking is the most wonderful thing in life. My father makes the best coffee in life. So, and they have a beautiful backyard filled with chickens and mangoes and fruits. It wasn't that bad. Okay, I just needed to get back home to handle my business, like they say. So I was feeling better and I was feeling hopeful. So I did the second video, because remember I told you this show was going to be in 3 parts. This is the second part. The second part is this video that I made on April 3rd. It's short, it's like 2 to 2.5 minutes. But it just tells you about how I try to stay active by doing a TV show. And I wanted to do CHW in DR. Let me share this video with you. Hello, my name is Rafael Calderon. I want to give you a quick update of the COVID-19 situation here in the Dominican Republic. As of right now, let me find the information for you. As of right now, according to the Dominican Republic Ministry of Public Health, there have been 1,380 confirmed cases of coronavirus COVID-19 here in the Dominican Republic. Out of that, 60 people have died, sadly, and 16 people have recovered, which is very good. The country did demand, I can't think of a better word to use right now, let's say impose. The country did impose a curfew 2 weeks ago, and so far, in 13 days since this curfew was put into place, 22,489 people have been detained for being outside after coronavirus. after the curfew time. And just so you know, the curfew time is from 5 p.m. until 6 a.m. It's not the best situation that's happening right now. I'm here, I'm stuck in the Dominican Republic due to I guess an error in part of the Dominican Immigration Department, and I'm working hard on fixing that problem so I can go back home. Thanks to God, the office of Senator Shaheen in Manchester, New Hampshire is helping me out a lot. So I want to thank Leticia Ortiz for being very helpful in trying to connect me with the I guess U.S. Embassy in the Dominican Republic. However, I'm also very happy to report to you that yesterday morning I had a conversation with someone from the U.S. Embassy in the Dominican Republic, and it seems that my case is moving forward and I'll be able to go home soon. Again, this is all based on a mistake. I am healthy, I am great, I'm with my parents, I'm in this awesome paradise. I just happen to be stuck in it without without being able to go back home when I want to, which I wanted to go back home 2 weeks ago, because I do miss my beautiful flower. I miss her son, I miss my friends, I miss my city, I miss my communities, but there's not much that I can do here right now. So that is my situation. I just wanted to keep you up to speed. My name is Rafael Calderon. I am your CHW. God bless you. The next video I'm going to show you, now we go, this is still part 2, by the way. This video now is about when I was, by now, I was there, had been there for 30 days. I had been stuck there for 30 days. Hello, my name is Rafael Calderon. This will be better. Hello, my name is Rafael Calderon. Welcome to the special edition of our program, CHW In Action, with your friend, your host, your CHW, Rafael Calderon. I want to give you the latest update on the situation in the Dominican Republic regarding the COVID-19, the coronavirus, okay? So I'll tell you that this is bulletin number 31. According to the Dominican Republic's Ministry of Health, Public Ministry of Health, kind of hard to pronounce because I'm translating. So far, they have confirmed 4,680 cases of coronavirus, COVID-19 here in the Dominican Republic. So far, 226 people have died, unfortunately, and so far 363 people have recovered. That is very good news. So I have been trying to keep you up to speed with my log here, my login book of what's going on. I have been here now for 30 days since I was supposed to be back in Nashua, New Hampshire, or in my office in Manchester, New Hampshire. I'm still trying to solve that confusion. There was a name confusion that prevented me from going back to the U.S. in time. So I'm stuck trying to figure out the situation, try to clarify that situation, mainly because due to the COVID-19, there is a curfew. Because the curfew has closed all the local courts, I'm not able to go in and basically prove that I am Rafael Calderon and I'm a good guy and I shouldn't have any issues in returning back to the U.S. The problem is within the Dominican Immigration Department. I shouldn't say a problem, it's a misunderstanding, it's a confusion, something that is going to be clarified as soon as the courts are opened. The problem is that it has now been 30 days that I have been away from my home, from my office, from my beautiful flower, from my stepson. It's not easy, but thanks to God, thanks to my parents that have been there for me, supporting me and basically making things easier for me. Thanks to my brothers and sisters who are all there for me, to my really good friends. And I'm coming to find out that there's a lot of people that love me, both here in the DR and in the United States. And I thank everybody and I thank God. And I don't want to go too long on this update. I just wanted to keep you posted on what's going on. Your friend, your CHW, Rafael Calderon. God bless you. My sister Jacqueline Calderon, I hope I mentioned that before because I'm very grateful for her. I know I mentioned her on the 7-minute video. So she calls a cousin of mine that I had never met. She explains the situation and she says, I need to have this done by Monday. And the cousin of mine whom I had never met, she had never met me, she says, I cannot guarantee anything, but let me see what I can do. So that was on a Friday. And then on Saturday, my sister contacts me and says, she got you the no criminal record. My sister Jacqueline Calderon got me the no criminal record that I needed. So I'm very happy, very grateful, and say, how did you do that? She said, well, I spoke with my cousin. Did you know that her husband is a police officer? And I'm like, wow, poof, a police officer that could get into that court. He was a lawyer, police officer that could get into that court. So he was able to get me that no criminal record thing in 1 day. That's why in the 7-minute video I mentioned in 1 day, and I didn't have time to explain that I have been trying to get this thing now for over a month. I think it happened like 35 days. I've been trying to get this. He got it in a day, my cousin, her husband. They got it for me in 1 day, and they got it for me because my sister got things moving, right? So I will always be grateful to them. So now, with this paper in hand, I sent it to Victor, and I said, hey, I got that no criminal record thing. Can you please be with me when I go to the airport, just in case they give me a hard time? And he says, yeah, call me when you get there. I mean, this guy is amazing. I was going to name this production Good Dominicans. And then I figured that sounded a little corny, so I changed it. But I'm talking about Good Dominicans, right? That helped me get back home. So I get to the airport. I found a flight right away, and I had to work for it. From now on, if you need to reserve a flight with JetBlue, let me know, because JetBlue and now we're friends, because they worked with me, and I was able to find a flight within 24 hours. So I found a flight. I went to the airport, and when I made it through the reservation, I got through to the line, check-in, all that stuff. When it came to the immigration part, they again called me into that office, and they again started telling me this thing about this name confusion thing. So I showed them my no criminal record. You know what the lady said? The lady said, well, that's not something that you handle with us. That's something you got to handle with this immigration. So see, now I was ready to deal with the situation, which I was not the first time around when I got stuck there. So I told them, really, am I allowed to make a phone call? She says, yeah, sure, but I mean, I don't know what anyone can do, because you have to settle this before you can basically go back home. But then I called Victor and I put him on speakerphone. My people, this guy that I thought was mad at me because of something that happened in one of my events, he went to town in talking to this lady, telling him, he told him about my work. He told him about how he and I and other people, he and I and my students and Mayor Joyce Craig, we raised the Dominican flag in Manchester for the first time. And he told him, I told her about that. And he basically made me sound like a nice guy. So I could see in the lady's face how she felt bad for what she was about to do to me, which was to harass me again. So she felt bad. I could see that. And she told him, oh, well, I see that his name is like the name of a person who did something, but the date of birth of this person is different from him. So we're not going to keep him from going home. He just needs to look into that when he gets back, when he comes back to the country. So you see, in my mind, which you're probably thinking, I could have gotten very angry because that first guy that, made me get stuck for 37 days, he said that there was nothing he could do. He's looking at the screen and he sees that it's me, it's with my information, so I had to go to the immigration office the following morning. But this lady is looking at the same screen and it's telling me that the date of birth from that supposed person is different from mine. I sincerely believe that it was her talking to a Vice-Consul that made the difference, but I forgive her because I could see in her face that she felt bad. That guy that let me get stuck on the first time, he and I were gonna have a chat sometime when I'm in a better situation, when CHW Forever is in a better standing, let's put it that way. Because remember, I had been inactive for 2 months, and now I come back to my office, there are no prospects. Everything is pretty much dead business-wise. There's a lot of sadness, a lot of loss in Manchester, in Nashua, and I'm doing my best to help out in any way that I can, and that's why I'm rushing this TV show to you so I can get back to being myself, so I can get back to 100%, so I can be useful to my communities of Nashua and Manchester, and then the whole state, and then the whole New England region, and the whole thing, right? So this lady, her tone, her physical expression changed when she saw that I had backup. And when you know what she actually said? She said, well, I'd like to see your work. I'd like to see how you guys raise the Dominican flag in the United States for the first time. So I actually gave her my card. And I said, look me up on YouTube. See, I forgave her. I let it go. But none of that would have happened without the help of Victor. None of that would have happened if my cousin and her husband had not gotten me the criminal record, because even though she put it to a side, she did look at it, right? So she knew that she was dealing with someone that had been done his due diligence, but she was still going to harass me. But then you know how you change your mind. But that would have not happened. Victor would have not been able to help me on that call, and my cousin and her husband might not have made it happen to get my criminal record if my sister had not shaken the tree, okay? And my sister may not have shaken the tree if my parents have not talked to her and everyone that they knew about how they could help me solve my situation so I can get back home. So that is my spiritual guidance. That is my way of life philosophy. Because when I realized, before I did that third video that I showed you with my Dominican mask on, before that I was about to lose my composure, I was about to get sad, I was about to get depressed, I was about to get anxious, all these things. But then I remembered that I had a tool to deal with crisis situations. And the number one tool in the Wheel of Life philosophy is spiritual guidance, because God can clear your mind, can soften your heart, and you can be a better person, feel better about yourself. And when you feel good about yourself, you think better. And I was able to think better, and that's when these things started coming. That's when I started attracting my sister, my cousin, her husband, Victor. My parents were always there. All these things came together within that day after I prayed. So I don't think it's a coincidence. I think I was able to become humble enough, and I chose to pray instead of being angry, anxious or frustrated, and God heard me, and God activated this positive energy within me that activated that law of attraction, and then I attracted the things that I needed towards me. So with that, I want to close this program because I know I've been talking a lot, and I hope you put up with me, but I hope you also see that this was an important story that I had to share with you. For those that followed me, for those that missed me, because I did get people to send me WhatsApp messages asking me where I was. So I know I was missed a little bit. To all of you that missed me, thank you so very much.
The preceding program